An effective technique for adding mixed numbers with unlike denominators is to generate equivalent fractions in order to find a common denominator. In this video, we will use this technique to add two mixed numbers with unlike denominators. In each case, the fraction sums are greater than 1, and the solution is written as a mixed number in simplest form. Let's start with an example. A recipe calls for a certain amount of milk and oil. Given the measurements shown, what is the total volume of milk and oil used in the recipe? In this example, we are combining these two mixed numbers and get this addition statement. We can add the whole number parts and fractional parts separately. Here you see the sum of the whole number parts and the sum of the fractional parts. To find a common denominator, generate equivalent fractions for each of the fractions. Here are the equivalent fractions for 3/4, and here are the equivalent fractions for 1/3. Notice that 12 is the common denominator. We can now add the fractions using these equivalent fractions. The fraction sum results in a total of 3 and 1/12. Let's look at another example. Two sets of pattern blocks are shown. The yellow block represents a whole unit, the blue represents 1/3, and the red represents half. What mixed number addition expression does this model? What is the sum? Pattern blocks can be used to model fractions and mixed numbers. The yellow hexagon models 1, the blue parallelogram models 1/3, and the red trapezoid models 1/2. The two sets of pattern blocks result in this addition statement: 1 2/3 plus 1 1/2. To add these mixed numbers, we can use the pattern blocks themselves. Here are the two whole number parts combined. Here are the fractional parts. To find a common denominator, we use the green triangle, which represents 1/6. The two 1/3 blocks become 4 1/6 blocks. The single half block becomes 3 1/6 blocks. This gives us a common denominator for adding the fractions. Going back to the original addition statement, here we have the whole number parts combined, and here are the fractional parts. We get a fraction sum of 7/6, which is an improper fraction. The mixed number equivalent of 7/6 is 1 1/6. This results in a total sum of 3 1/6. Let's look at another example. For a deck, two planks are side by side. The first plank is 5 3/4 inches wide, and the second plank is 7 2/3 inches wide. What is their combined width? In this example, we have these two mixed numbers to add. We can combine the whole number parts and the fractional parts separately. The whole number parts add up to 12, and we need to find a common denominator for these two fractions. To do so, let's generate equivalent fractions. Here are 3 equivalent fractions for 3/4 and 3 equivalent fractions for 2/3. Notice the common denominator of 12. Replace the original fractions with these equivalent fractions to find the sum. The fractional parts equal 17/12, which is an improper fraction. As a mixed number, it becomes 1 5/12. Combining this mixed number with the whole number part, we get a total sum of 13 5/12.